Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to Prominence 2. I'm here on a pause screen because something happened to me when I was coming up from my first little mining trip, and I guess it's a learning opportunity for everybody. As you can see in my inventory, I've just got a compass, which is a little bit glowy, and this is the graveyard mechanic in the pack. Um, Basically it'll lead you to where your body is, and then I don't know if you don't have to have the compass itself in your inventory to be able to recover your things, but it will get into the way of where your stuff slots back in. So usually you probably want to move this out of your first slot, especially if you're have something important there like a weapon, and usually when you die you're in the middle of combat, so you'll want your weapon to go back into its natural spot so you can hotkey it, or just so it is where you remember. But when I got back to my death thing, it tells you how you died, and I was quite confused actually because as I was coming up, it was coming up from a cave system, so I saw that it was dark out, so I slept at the bottom before I came up. But obviously this enemy had spawned already up on the surface, and he hit me with I got hit from nowhere when I came up because I didn't even know there was something up here. And then I was poisoned, so I was super confused because there was no little cave spiders running around. There was no, like, dangerous flowers that might poison you and anything like that I could see. But then when I got back to my grave, I saw that I was shot by a mutant skeleton. So just following my own advice here, I'm going to take that off. And then this button here will let me take all of my items back. And now that my sword's gone back into the proper spot, I think I saw where this skeleton guy was. See him right there. Now there are mutant versions of all of the enemies in the pack, or of the standard enemies, and they are quite dangerous. And yep, he just took me out there, no problem at all. So we've got two ways to find our deaths, but this guy is going to camp my body now, and this is happened to me all the time when I was doing my test world, so something you'd need to be cognizant of, especially when it's a super annoying enemy like this one that can just chase you down all over the map. Faster, he's got this super disgusting ranged attack. Hopefully I've lured him away far enough that I can get back to my body now. Ooh, brutal. So I guess we'll see if I can't get up close to him and figure out how much health he's got left. I got a good couple of hits in on him, but not anywhere near enough to whittle him down at all. I think he just despawned. Nope, there he is. And he doesn't miss. Like, that's ridiculous. And it seems some of his shots have some different effects. Because I had a hunger there before, and then I got poisoned again. Did I get far enough away from him so that I could at least try to heal up? He's right here. I'll try and get back in close to him. I guess we can go over the other thing I learned off camera here. So I read this weapon a little bit closer. So this unique effect, chance on hit to cloak the wielder, which is me, in flames, damaging me while granting strength. So when I hit things while I'm using this sword, sometimes it will light me on fire, and that will increase my strength. And it will also allow me to shoot a fireball. And that will release all of the strength that I had. And then it says hold Alt to view gem sockets. Obviously, we don't have any of those going yet. Oh, that was bad. I didn't want to lose health for that. Got an extra heart as well from one of my armor pieces here. Oh, and he tries to push me to range there, obviously, so he can use his more powerful attack. He's not so scary in melee combat. Oh, I missed that jump big time. Where are you? Where is he? Oh, he's there. And he's shooting me out of the middle of nowhere. Here, let's make a big collection of these guys. I would like to see how much experience he's worth. Oh, how did he shoot me again? Oh, it's this guy. Ha ha ha. So that's just my luck there, right? And he hit me from way down there too. That's just not fair. It is just not fair. Oh, excellent. Excellent, just what we needed to see, right? More dangerous things. I didn't think I was getting to my body there. Wow. And he hit me again from impossible distances. And under the water, too. That's just completely ridiculously unfair. Let's see if I can circle around this side is my plan, my next plan. I obviously couldn't circle around from the other side. He's right there, and it's dark again already. I'd like to get this night past before I start trying to fight him again. This one I'm pretty sure that I want to get to. Look at that. 2-shot. I guess we can do that at the very least, pass this night. I think this episode's just going to be full of me just trying to get my body back. Oh, look at that. As soon as he could see me, he started shooting. Can I hide? Yep, I can hide here. And that wasn't the one we needed. Yep, I did not think I was going to make it. I got my stuff back. That's a positive. I don't know if I can get back across because I can't see him over there. Those villagers are there, but those aren't the guys that I'm worried about it, even the slightest bit. Well, this crossbow one-shots villagers anyway. Maybe I should have tried range. Well, no, there's no sense in trying ranged weapon against that stupid skeleton because of how powerful he was at ranged. There's only one way to find out if he's still here or not. I don't see any icon on the minimap, so I think he despawned finally. This is one of our random well type of structures find throughout the world. I haven't dug up many of these things yet to see if there's something hidden around them, but there could be. Anyways, back to the episode. This was going to be a quick one. That was just a little bit of fun demonstration on do not try to take on mutants with literally, well, I had armor, but it was all leather armor for the most part. I'm just left with a bare smidge on my epic archer leggings that I had found. But yeah, just to go over the death mechanic, as well as I was going to make a water source here, so this is where I decided to set up for the time being. In my backpack, you just take a full bucket of water and you put it in there, and you can either empty it in or pull it out of your backpack that way. So now I've got the water source. I did do a relative bit of exploring, so this is where we spawned in. Where was it that I spawned in? Totally lost. this is where we spawned in, right beside this jungle thing. I did a big loop up and around this way, and then finally saw that there was a little bit of a sakura grove here, which is usually quite pretty, and it's got a nice waterfall there, and there was this temple type of thing here. There wasn't much in there, just it was like a spawner with the what are those little guys that crawl on the ground? I forget. But yeah, nothing too scary in there, and not much for loot, but it was something to do for a second or two. And ended up with getting a good bit of mining done. Not a whole lot, but got a good start. And then I had that incident with the mutant skeleton, so I wanted to turn the camera back on. So I'm kind of doing this one a little bit impromptu, a little bit unprepared, but ended up with, you know, a fair amount of stuff. We got a skeleton skull just from killing a skeleton, so I don't know if that's because I used this blade, but it doesn't have any beheading on it that I can see there, so I'm not sure where that came from, but all sorts of mediocre stuff there. We'll get into doing some farming and whatnot here pretty soon, to be honest, because I'd like to get that started on that right away. I brought up a shimmering mushroom from Britannia, so that got all this wool. We'll just go over this thing first. For Britannia, you just need something like this, and we can make a flower pouch, and then this way you can go around the world and pick up a whole bunch of the flowers, and they'll automatically get stored in your pouch. I think as long as it's not on your hotbar, they'll go in there automatically, and there's a slot for each of them. I'll just pop up here because there's one up here, right, that I saw a couple of minutes ago. I swear there was one right here. Yeah, there. See, didn't go into my pouch there, but if it's not on my hotbar, it goes into the pouch. And we can see there we have a mystical gray flower in there. So that's one thing you want to grab if you want to get into Britannia. It doesn't look like there's anything too gated by it. Oh yeah, the lag. So yeah, the apothecary looks pretty normal. And the things that we want to get from it, like the Sojourner staff and some of those other quality of life things, I think they looked all pretty standard. Yeah, these runes are all pretty standard. Doesn't look like there's anything changed too much in here. Iron in the mana pool, yep, that's all quite standard. So Britannia would be something that you could get into just to get a few of the nice little quality of life things and upgrades that it provides. What was I looking for? This guy. Yep, that's quite standard there for that recipe. So if you know Britannia at all, that is an easy way to get into a little bit of nice things right at the start. Get some step height and movement speed and a little bit of combat power as well. But for this episode, I think that was it. I just got to do I'll do a little bit of terraforming around here, open it up a little bit. I don't want to tear down these sakura trees, so I'll go grab some of these birch that are kicking around and build some kind of a structure so that if I do happen to come back a little bit later in the dark, I'm not getting absolutely wrecked by the by the bad monsters. The normal monsters don't seem to be too bad. Your normal zombies, normal skeletons. Creepers are a little bit of a pain in the butt. They seem to have a wider range where they'll explode at, so it's a little bit harder to get gunpowder out of them. Either that or I'm moving slower and I don't realize it for some reason. But I don't think I had any, like I had extra speed even on these pants, and that didn't seem to help when hitting them. And trying to like hit a creeper, then move back, and then hit a creeper like the normal way that I fight creepers. They just kept exploding on me all of the time, so I didn't really get to kill too many of those. They can be quite dangerous too, but the shield block works perfectly fine on their explosions as well, so there's always that. And then yeah, didn't quite get enough experience to get into our first thing, but I think I'm going to be going down arcane spell power route. So I'll be playing in the top half of this tree a little bit more. I think the other obvious choice would be to take the archer's path and try to do ranged combat. Couple of the main drawbacks to some of the other ones, if you wanted to do firepower, seems like a fair amount of this pack is based in the nether, so is our fire magic going to be essentially useless in the nether? Not sure, but seems like a reasonable assumption. And then the frozen knowledge for the cold spells, that's probably something good, but I don't know that that actually like freezes the enemies so that we can, you know, like crowd control on them. Be an interesting thing to go and look at, but I think the arcane might be a little bit more interesting, and it's got a relatively straight shot to get to the keystone, or the most powerful one, most powerful part of it, right? And then yeah, I definitely would not do the protector's path, because negative 80% damage on your keystone, which makes pretty much taking this, you can't take this if you wanted to do a single player playthrough. If you're playing a support character in a multiplayer environment, that was probably a pretty good one to go for. But single player, how can you even... Maybe I guess there's other ways to do damage, like you could do something with like TNT damage or something, maybe. Just my observations on the quick little looking through on here. Rogue's Path if you like melee attacking, but I think with all of the big bosses and such, you're not going to have a good time trying to stay in melee range for most of the fights, especially with like some of the bosses can fly, some of the bosses have like great big AoE effects on top of them that, you know, you're just not going to be able to effectively stay in combat with them. So yeah, Archer's Path or one of these magical ones with some ranged attacks, probably their best bet, although haven't seen too many deep playthroughs in there. There's a couple of playthroughs of this pack, but nothing that went too deep. And it's also updating, so some of those are even oh, did I... For some reason, I've clicked on this. I've already earned one level. I just realized that right now. So that means I can't take anything else. I'm stuck on ice damage. I guess that makes my decision for me. Trying to drag the tree around, and I clicked on the frozen knowledge. I wonder if there's a way to respec. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, enough rambling. I need to learn some more of this before we go on to camera, I think. But appreciate you all for coming and checking out the episode, and we will see you in the next one.